Oh, you wanted the proficiencies. What? Let me hit PvP a little bit more. CG Abyss will. All right, let me start from here. There are people who talk about and are planning on PvP changes pretty much, definitely weekly, sometimes daily. In topic. We actually took out a couple of projects that didn't seem to be all that popular last year. One was proficiencies. The other one was so unpopular I forget what it was. It was basically diminishing returns. Basically, when I first got the producer job, I was like, first thing I'm going to do is fix PvP, and that was giant can o' worms. So there's a couple issues with PvP. So big systems that nerf a lot of people and basically buff a lot of people because the way they work. Probably not a good idea. I think as far as balancing, you need to take a look at several core templates to make sure they're balanced. And that's
like 11 o'clock and gotten something.
Yeah, we should have just left him. Who? He plays WoW. He plays WoW.
before Monday's Legacy. Yeah. And they did it with almost invisible tweaks. It wasn't a giant system. It was going through spreadsheets and getting a lot of metrics and really doing it. Basically, PvP is like a floor with a wooden floor with a lot of loose boards. And you pound down one pops up. You pound down that one, another pops up. It's difficult. We are working at it. We're obviously working really hard at getting more. But PvP as a live project is an ongoing project. I think what
Did you get a message?
Oh yeah. There's one guy. There's one guy in particular who plays PvP for fun and for work pretty much every day. And when we had the PvP strike team, when we attack a certain thing, we all jump in. I'm in all the time. In fact, all the designers are in all the time, and PvP probably half the time. It is. I know. They love, but one of the reasons why PvP isn't the PvP system I've hinted at a couple of times isn't as deep as this because I wanted it to be free. I didn't want it to be part of the expansion pack. I want it to be, here's the new why to PvP and here's why we're building it. Here's why I want to give it to everybody and not the people who chose to purchase the Abyss. Expansion pack should add content for people ready for new content. But a core system like that, it just feels better. For a while, it was the expansion pack, and now it's moved out a little bit. But I think what's wrong with PvP more than balance is there's no good reason for PvP. There's no reward for the risk. There's no. It just doesn't.
For those who don't PvP.
Those who don't PvP.
Right. So like, why should I
The
go
reward
over
is
there?
taking a spawn.
What's that?
The reward from PvP is taking a spawn.
Getting the heroin?
Or getting a harrower, or getting all
Yeah,
the...
but that doesn't pull people. That doesn't pull people over. That doesn't make people who love PvE go, I want to go do that. That's a,
All we do is get ganked and all of our stuff gets done.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, I want to go over there.
That's not the, those systems are fun, but you'll see what I mean in a few months. The reason that PvP is more clear and more fun, PvP itself should be, I'm going to say stuff I shouldn't be saying, so there's a system coming that makes more sense, I think. What's that? Yeah, you guys are the boss, which is why I don't want to say something here that's then close to 1,000 places, and then, yeah. PvP is a high priority. It really, really is. Who hasn't been called? Yes, ma'am, you've had your hand up for a while.
And next to Reborn, there was a picture released that showed a house that has grapevines and watermelon vines and all kinds of plants that we don't have. Is that something new that the normal players going to get, or is it only for NPC houses?
There are lots of bits of art that we're drawing that players don't have yet.
I think I can address that a bit, is that previous art is kind of, a lot of the greenery in the game is kind of minuscule currently. It's kind of like, oh, that's a little sprig to the left and that's a little sprig to the right. And I think the artists have tried to make things look more interesting and beautiful and have a bit more variety. And so that's something that you didn't even know existed was like, you know, maybe it was a little whiny thing turned into like a cool little watermelon vine or something. So it's not that there's new objects in it, it's just that the art has been improved on the existing objects.
What I mean is it was in a house.
Yeah, yeah. That's a bit of pretty. It's kind of like the seating on the bed thing. It's like for pretty. It's a good screenshot. It shows in one screen sort of example of how the graphics are being improved or whatever. But I guess we are being held to some of that. But can't promise any of that.
Well, if they get to sit on a bed, I want new plants.
She's a big fan of the plants.
Oh, the plant system.
Yeah, she wants new plants. She wants watermelons.
I want a desk
sound great.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Write that down.
I want to thank nobody.
I'm teasing.
Stackable seeds. Everything's stackable. All right. All right.
About 14 more minutes.
Call on that, sir?
I think an hour.
Yes, sir.
I want a magic cat. I can tell any question.
Hold on.
Give us
You don't want to go over
instructions.
there and get
Give travel.
No! No! Destroy the economy!
So, and that's, yeah.
We have to deal with paradox. When they don't deal with paradox, they say, they gain. They deal if they want to take a territory,
Yeah.
they deal with the paragon dragon, and they deal with the paragon.
Yeah. And that,
I deal with raising.
I wish the Russian was here, because he gets the
He's just blowing shit. It's not powerful. And it's true.
We're gonna write that down. There's, I will say this, there's lots of interesting PvP stuff to come, PvE stuff to come. PvP aside, PvE. Right. Because you want a way to get scrolls without getting ganked. You want a way to get scrolls without getting ganked.
No! Power scrolls and good rewards must stay in Fel, or the whole economy, PvP, and everything in the game falls apart.
There is no
Okay. Under advisement. There's a nugget over here I haven't hit yet. Yes, sir. When you go to PvP, you go to Fel, you get ganked by him. What was the rest of the question? Oh, the way to stop multiple attackings in Fel is probably to have a lot of friends. What's that?
So why should we have to join a guild so that we can go
Get a body of people that know what
Exactly.
they can see none of that. Then you take the heal, then you kind of points against your scrubs that you take to get.
Oh,
That's no way to do it.
It will be easier to target with Reborn. The targeting system is going to be much faster. I think PvP as a game is going to change a good bit with the new interface. Now, what you're talking about is what's effective against monsters and effective against humans, and that's a more difficult thing.